The stories that we received at national level, just as the National Adjudication Committee, it was not easy at all for us to come up with the winning entries. In total this year, we received 40 entries. Now that sort of sounds like a very small number, but looking at the types of stories that need to be submitted, this year we managed to get the highest number of entries ever. I think that deserves a round of applause. Now, after we finished with the adjudication at national level, the stories that we chose to be our best here in South Africa had to go and compete with the other stories at regional level. And here, this is where stories from all 15 SADC member states compete with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to understand that SADC Media Awards are the highest honor, recognition of journalism excellence in the SADC region, and therefore we are talking about something that is very serious. In our midst, before I proceed, I would like you to meet a team of the people who are responsible for ensuring that we always make sure that South Africa comes first. I would like to introduce you to some of the members that are here of the National Adjudication Committee. We work as a team because the work is intense. These people do this voluntarily, but they do it with so much dedication. I would like all the members of the National Adjudication Committee who are here to please come to the fore. Tonight, we only have 4 of the 12 members that we have in our adjudication committee. And I'd like to introduce you from my right. I will start, I think they're actually more. Can I please invite Memme Mokhotsi to please join us? Themba Thobela as well. Can you please join us? Tshepo Ikaneng, can you please join us? Thank you. I would like you to meet this team. This is the team that gives me as a person all the strength that I need, all the support that I need. They even give me words and inspiration so that when I stand in front of people and when I go to meetings at regional level, I have all the information that I need. And, you know, we ensure that whatever we give at regional level is of utmost great quality. Now I'd like to introduce you to Themba Thobela. Themba is what's the yes, all I could remember is AD. Themba is the Assistant Director for Media Engagement at GCIS. We traveled together to Zimbabwe and to Botswana, where we did the adjudication and also the conferring of the awards. And next to Themba, it's Memme Mokhotsi, who is the Deputy Director of Media Engagement, GCIS. She also gives us a lot of support. And next to her there is Mr. Themba Spotokele, whom we call Chief. He is the Chief Director for Media Engagement, also at GCIS. They are our 3 media coordinators because as SADC requires. The SADC Media Awards National Adjudication Committee cannot work alone. We need to work with the GCIS, who are our media coordinators here in South Africa. I would like to really thank them for their support. As you've already met her, veteran journalist who just retired from the SABC as the managing editor a month ago, Miss Amina Francie. We have Lungi Daveti, who works for Channel Africa as the news editor there. And then we also have Miss Anisha Bublia, who works for the IAJ. And then we have Mr. Johannes Dire, who works for the National Community Radio Forum. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Tshepo Ikaneng. I'm going to introduce him especially because he has received so many awards, and it helps us to have him on the team because then he can share the secrets with us. You may take a seat. This year, at regional level, for all our categories for SADC Media Awards, we've got two sections of the awards, which are the General Media Awards section, which basically covers photojournalism, radio journalism, television, and also print. I'd like to introduce you to some of the winners who came from the regional level. 5 entries were submitted for adjudication in this category of photojournalism, and 2 were disqualified, 2 were withdrawn. But then the Regional Adjudication Committee adjudicated on only 1 entry, and then awarded Mr. Julius Bonex Binali from Malawi, who is in our midst. He walked away with a prize of $2,000 for his entry on the railway line connecting 2 countries, Malawi and Mozambique. For the radio section, 5 entries were submitted. Malawi won the prize of $2,000 for his entry, which was, here he is. His entry was a feature on the annual Kulamba ceremony, which unites the Chewas in Malawi, Zambia, and Mozambique. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think as South Africans, this is the one you've been waiting to hear. I think word is already out there that South Africa also won. For the television category, 5 entries were submitted for this, and the Regional Adjudication Committee adjudicated on 4 entries because 1 was withdrawn. Mr. Dennis Tsetlane and Mr. Sam Msibi from the Republic of South Africa won the prize of $2,000 for their entry on the story of the mine workers from the SADC region who are owed money by the Provident Funds in South Africa. And I also have a message for you because the countries have requested that you do continue with your story because they feel that more other people can still benefit from the Provident Fund, as many other people worked in South Africa in the mines before, but they do not know how to get their pension funds. So please continue with the story. Today is the dinner, but it's also the launch of SADC Media Awards for 2016. Now, I'd like all the journalists to note that the dates have been changed. After a review, the new date for the journalists to submit their stories, their new stories, will now be the 29th of February. This is to allow for the SADC Secretariat to be able to translate all the stories in French and in Portuguese, so that when we do the adjudication at regional level, we don't leave anyone out because our stories are in English only. I'd also like to request some of the people, the journalists who are here, who submitted their stories to compete in the 2015 competition, to stand up if you're here. If you're a journalist, you're here and you submitted your entry for the 2015 competition, but I did not mention your name, can you please stand? Mr. Alan Sky, for instance. I would like you to take a very good look at Mr. Alan Sky. He gave us a hard time at adjudication because his work is extremely good. In fact, at national level, he is our winner. The kind of art and news storytelling that is in your stories is quite outstanding, and we'd like to encourage you and to say that even in 2016, we are looking forward to more of your entries. What we look for, and that is the question that we usually get, is what exactly are you looking for in our stories? We're looking for stories that have an angle that touch on and promote regional integration within the SADC region. Your story can be a very good story, like Amina said, but it must have an element of regional integration. That is 3 or more countries working together to resolve their own problems, to promote their own programs and other projects that they may have. I think that is the other thing, because we do get entries, very good stories at national level, but they lack that element of regional integration. That is all that I'd like to advise you on. But also, please make sure that when you write all your stories, they follow, a logical order, there's a flow of the theme, and that you report fairly and objectively. After this, you're going to watch a video that we compiled for you that will give you more information on SADC Media Awards to help you as we go into 2016. Thank you so much.
Minister, at this point, if you could please come to the stage with our esteemed guests from Tshwane, and well, until we understand better the double barrel surname, but for now, I would dearly love for them to join us at the stage. I will call on the winners, Mr. Dennis Tsetlane, Mr. Sam Msibi. I'm not sure if Ntebu is here. Sure. Liesel Love-Vaudran, Alon Skay, and Cherie Beggar. If you can please join us on stage. Baba, I am also going to, you're going to do the toast. Okay. Ntate Tsetlane, you first. Okay. Ladies first. I think that's more appropriate.
Thank you very much.
Alon? Alon? No, it is a bit heavy.
And then
Mr. Sam Msibi.
some city. Oh, they are in the limelight. Look at you. Congratulations. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Your sponsorship. I think I would be failing, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't recognize the team that put all this together. Let me tell you why I'm Chiskop. You don't know the white gray hairs that are here. But these people, they are all, every time I pluck out the gray hair, somehow they give me reasons not to bother and not to worry, because I'm working with a highly dependent team. Not only dependent, interdependent and dependable. And I want to thank them all. And I'm going to ask them, led by Temba, to all stand up. There are those that are not here. You all know yourself. I'm not going to call people by name. And people from City of Tshwane, you are also there. And people from the Freedom Park, you are all going to stand up. But not only that, you are also going to come stand behind me. And it's an instruction. Remember, I'm the boss where I work. And it's an instruction. Rosie, please, guys. Minister needs to know who is. Podium is here, not there. Okay, Peliswa. Angry di wina se ke banna fela. Minister, this is the team that made this possible. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time to celebrate. And I would be failing, honestly, if I don't acknowledge and recognize the sterling job that was done by my acting DG. Thank you very much, Donald. Thank you.